I really feel like people see Western gals and Japanese gals as something that is either on top and someone else is on the bottom. That's just the vibe that I'm getting, and it's weird that it's even like that. When whole time they got inspired by black culture in the first place. Yes, originally they got inspired by Namie, the Japanese singer, but she was inspired by black culture herself. So, and on top of that, as we can see, the proof is in the fucking pudding. Now, this is clearly a mockery of black people, a caricature on her face, but once again, another one. The whole BK style, the fact that shit even exists, is also proof in the pudding. Yes, still mockery, but we see where this is going. They're inspired by black culture and they take it to the fucking extremes. As well as, I feel like a lot of people who are Western gals talk about Gyaru so much and spread as much information as they can about it by making communities, by making galsas, by meeting up with each other, their separate states of where they live, making informational YouTube videos about Gyaru. Consistency Western gals show. I'm not saying Japanese gals don't, but I'm saying like Western gals really put in that work, really put in that effort. So I'm just not understanding like why does it kind of seem like Japanese gals are up here and Western gals are like a second thought when they're really putting in that work. They're really just not sitting there just looking pretty, doing nothing. Like they're actively having conversations and talking, getting more people to acknowledge Gyaru. Gyarus are getting interviewed, getting talked about, and it's being more known about it because of these conversations. I feel like Western gals should get a lot more credit than what they're getting. The education of being a Gyaru is also very important. Who is going to know about the three shade rule? Now, the three shade rule has been talked about in Gyaru. I myself even talked about it because they're just doing weird ass shit. This is racist, degrading to black people, mocking us. Weird as fuck behavior. So, yeah. And I can't wait to be spamming and talking about that because bitches be tripping. But besides that, Western gals really bring that shit up. So it comes to question, why do some people see Japanese as the frontier of Gyaru? Maybe it's aesthetic reasons, maybe because Western Gyaru isn't to certain people's standards. Because as we know, in Japan, they really value being skinny, being thin. And maybe they don't like that certain Gyarus are plus size, or we're more inclusive here than over there. Maybe it has something to do with that. Another possibility on why Western gals seems like a secondary thought could be a race thing. Obviously, black people are involved in Gyaru. Who knows? It could be like that because of people's own thinking and racism that they have. Perhaps it could be something about what they don't agree about Western Gyaru, but prefer, like I'm already saying and observing, prefer Japanese gals instead. Maybe it also has to do with because it was started over there, even though, yes, they were inspired by black culture, it's just the aesthetics was over there. So, Western gal is just not going to be as popular. I don't know. Western gal's not going to be as popular to certain people than a Japanese gal, which kind of ties back into the aesthetic of it. Gals are actively educating getters and also new getters or people who are interested in it. I see tons of posts on it. I recently talked about the three shade rule and what that means. Also, other getters talk about the three shade rule all the time. I'm not saying no Japanese getters talk about it, but like 6, 7, like I don't know, like it's just not saying every Japanese getter be doing shit like And I'm sure there is a Japanese Gyaru that talks about it somewhere out there I haven't seen, but it's just they more so just like to participate in the black culture and do outrageous shit like this. Not all of them, like I said, but you feel me? It's just, I feel like Western Gyarus are really carrying right now, and it's not really being acknowledged like that. I even seen YouTube videos about sewing and making your own clothes as a Gyaru. How to make your stuff fit yourself better if you get something that's like oversized, and how to make specific belts and all these types of things like that. Western gals are doing that. Not only that, but also teaching about the different substyles within Gyaru. So I feel like we should just give a round of applause to a lot of Western gals that are really showing how you can be a gal, educating on Gyaru, educating on what's okay and what is not okay. Like, we should give a round of applause instead of just feeling like, not all of you, but I'm saying some people feeling like Japanese gals are just the top tier, and then Western gals are just kind of like an afterthought. But that's all I have to say on this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.